If you closed on a new construction home anywhere in the last 5 years, there is a better than even chance the walls around you are already failing. And the contract you signed at closing made that failure your problem, not the builder's. The warranty runs out in 12 months. The mortgage runs for 360 months. That 30-year gap between when the builder stops caring and when you stop paying, that is not a flaw in the system. That is the system. There is a phrase printed in every brochure, spoken in every model home tour, written into every spec sheet in America. It is engineered to sound like a promise and to legally mean nothing. Builder grade. It is not a certification. It is not an industry standard. It is not a quality tier. It is the minimum amount of quality required to legally transfer the deed from the builder's name to yours and end their liability the second the ink dries. Today, we are pulling that phrase apart piece by piece and showing you what it actually buys you, what it costs you, and what you should be doing instead. 3 decades ago, a general contractor built homes in the same county where his kids went to school. His name was on the sign in the front yard. If a roof leaked in year 7, he heard about it at the grocery store. That pressure, that proximity, that is what people used to mean when they said craftsmanship. Today, 4 publicly traded corporations build close to 1 out of every 3 new homes sold in America. They are not craftsmen. They are not even really builders in the traditional sense. They are logistics companies. Their product is a quarterly earnings report with a house attached to it. To hit the numbers Wall Street demands, they replaced every structural component with the cheapest version that local code will tolerate, then loaded up the surfaces, the countertops, the lighting, the cabinet pulls with just enough showroom shine that nobody walking through ever thinks to look behind the drywall. The label they put on this entire arrangement is builder grade. There are 4 failure points baked into that label, and every one of them is worse than the last. Failure point 1. Almost every fixture in a new construction home has 2 versions. There is the retail version, the one you would find at a plumbing supply house with brass internals, ceramic cartridges, and a manufacturer warranty that actually answers the phone. And then there is the builder version. Same brand on the box, sometimes the exact same model number on the label. But what is inside that box has been re-engineered to hit a price point, not a lifespan. Plastic where there used to be brass, rubber where there used to be ceramic. The builder pockets the margin on every faucet, every valve, every cartridge, in every bathroom, in every house in the subdivision. You get a fixture that looks identical to the one in the showroom and starts dripping in year 4. What you actually bought was a clock dressed up in chrome. The HVAC system was wrong before the moving truck pulled into the driveway. Builders specify the smallest unit that will pass code on inspection day. The ductwork is flexible duct, the kind that looks like a vacuum cleaner hose, snaked through attics that hit 140 degrees in the summer. Sections sag, sections collapse, tape joints dry out and peel back. Your system runs at full capacity, your meter spins at full capacity, and the air actually reaching your living room is around 60% of what you are paying for. Then somewhere around year 11, the compressor seizes. The technician opens the panel, looks at the data plate, and tells you the system was undersized from the day it was installed. You go to file a claim and discover the builder dissolved that limited liability company and reincorporated in another state 6 years ago. The bill is yours, $8,000 to $12,000, your name on the check. Failure point 3. The single force that will end your home's structural life long before your mortgage ends is water sitting behind your drywall, and it has been sitting there since the week the siding crew showed up. Volume builders pay framing crews per house, not per hour. Every extra minute a framer spends cutting a window opening cleanly, taping a seam properly, flashing a penetration the right way, is a minute he is not getting paid for. So house wrap gets torn and stapled over the gaps. Flashing tape gets stuck onto wet wood. Window openings get sealed with tape stretched across cuts that were never made correctly. Water finds the path. It saturates the oriented strand board, OSB. Once OSB stays wet, the resin binder lets go and the panel turns soft. By the time you can feel that from the outside of the wall, you are looking at $20,000 in remediation. And that number does not include the mold remediation you will need on top of it. Failure point 4. This is the one that gets people. You assume that if your house starts falling apart 18 months after closing, you take the builder to court. You assume there is a judge, a jury, a public record. You signed all of that away the day you signed the purchase agreement. Buried in the contract, in language nobody reads, is binding mandatory arbitration. No jury, no public record, no appeal. What you get is a conference room, a folding table, and a retired attorney pulled from a list the builder pre-approved. It is a justice system designed by the defendant and paid for by you. By the time you understand what you signed, the discovery rule's already tilted against you. So what should you actually buy if you are house hunting right now? 3 options, ranked. Number 3, new construction from a regional builder with fewer than 300 starts per year. They shop at the same hardware store as their buyers. Their kids go to the same schools as the homeowners they sold to. Ask the builder for a list of buyers who are 3 to 5 years past the warranty period and call those people directly. The builder's brochure is marketing. Those phone calls are the actual performance record. Number 2, look at homes built between the late 1990s and the early 2000s. By then, construction materials had matured. The corporate consolidation that gutted the labor force had not finished its work yet. Crews were more stable, more local, more accountable than anything the industry had after the 2008 crash. You trade an open floor plan for walls, built by someone who expected to get a call back. Number 1, masonry construction built before 1980. Your insurance company charges less to cover a 1968 brick ranch than a 2022 vinyl-sided subdivision house. 60 years of claims data the sales brochure does not want you to see. Brick does not rot. Concrete block does not delaminate. Yes, the closets are small. Yes, the layout makes no sense by modern standards. The bones will still be standing long after the new subdivision down the road has been condemned and bulldozed. If you are buying new construction right now and walking away is not an option, you have exactly one move that matters, and it costs less than a single mortgage payment. Get a pre-drywall inspection. Hire an independent inspector, not the builder's inspector, and not the city's. Have your inspector walk the site the moment the framing is up and the walls are still open. Get every duct bend, every unsealed penetration, every gap in the house wrap documented in writing before the drywall crew buries the evidence forever. $400 to $600. That is the entire price. It is the only window in the entire process where you actually get to see what you are paying for. After the drywall goes up, you are trusting a builder who already chose to install plastic where brass used to go. Builder grade does not mean built well. It means built to the absolute minimum that legally allows them to hand you the keys and walk away.